Okay, so let us begin. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so students, we are studying modern periodic table. In the last session, we have seen little bit introduction. What were the previous tables that were discovered before modern periodic table? Okay, fine. And next is how this modern periodic table, you all have already seen this. So what are the basic terminologies associated with it? That is, what is a period, what is a group, and there are 4 blocks in the periodic table, SPDF. Okay, now students, these 4 blocks SPDF, they resemble the 4 subshells. Okay, your outside your nucleus, the shells that are there, the orbits that are there, in which electrons revolve. Okay, so those shells are labeled, right? There is first shell is K, then comes L, then comes M, and so on. But inside this shell, there are subshells present. Now, up to max, there can be 4 subshells. Okay, S, P, D, and F. Sometimes some of the subshells also inside that there are you can say bifurcations. All right, so we'll get to that when we are studying electronic configuration. Don't worry about it. So see students, the next topic of this chapter I have not started, periodic table and electronic configuration, because you all can see in the title only they have written electronic configuration. So knowing electronic configuration becomes very much important. That is the reason we went to chapter number 4, that is structure of atom. Now students, in this chapter number 4 of yours, this entire concept is explained very well, how to write electronic configuration. Now this I mentioned last lecture also. Gone are the days when you all are writing configuration as 2,8,8 and all that we used to do at school level. Not now. Okay, now we have to give the exact location of the electron. Okay, so you'll understand what I'm talking about once I'm done with this topic. All right, students, I am asking you all to mark things from here. Okay, even last time from the part that we did, I think so we are done with this first page. Okay, this is the topic on page number 45, 4.7.2. Y'all can see the topic. Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, students. All right, fine. So in this topic, this quantum numbers part that is there, quantum numbers play a very important role while writing configuration. So we started with this. Now here you all are supposed to only mark certain things. Don't read the entire thing, because as I said, when sir will teach this chapter from beginning and he'll reach here, so you all will understand what all these terminologies are. So as if for now I am asking you all to mark stuff only is what is required to us. Okay, so I think so last time here, this is the part that I asked you all to mark. Okay, that is each orbit. Okay, each orbit is designated by 3 quantum numbers, and each electron is designated by 4 quantum numbers. Okay, fine. So I think so you all have marked this already. All right. Now, student, as I said, in electronic configuration, we are supposed to give the position, we are supposed to give the exact location of the electron. Now, for electron, there are 4 quantum numbers that come into picture. You all can see over here, N, L, then there is M subscript L. Okay, it is M subscript L, and then there is M subscript S. Okay, now in this we have already discussed the first two in the last lecture. Okay, what is N? N stands for principal quantum number. All right, and what is principal quantum number? Principal quantum number is the number of the shell. You all can see this table over here. So first shell is your K shell, right? So the value for N, value of N for K shell is going to be 1. Next we have L. So it is like in an order. It starts from 1 and it goes on increasing. So for K, the value of N is 1. For L, the value of N is 2. For M, the value of N is 3, and so on. So this is principal quantum number. Principal quantum number tells us which main shell we are talking about. Okay, fine. Now students, what is this N square? Again, this also I have explained last lecture. N square will give me the number of orbitals inside a shell. Okay, so as I said, students, SPDF are subshells. Okay, SPDF are the 4 main subshells that we have. All right, fine. Now inside this also there are further divisions. Okay, so your S subshell is only 1. S subshell cannot be divided further. Your P subshell, inside it has 3 subsections. D has 5 subsections and F has 7 subsections. Again, all of this was explained last time. People who were not there in the last session, see to it that you all go and watch that video. Okay, fine. So these are the subshell, students. All right, fine. So this n square is going to give me the total number of orbitals. Total number of orbitals in the sense, how many subshells, like how many, just a minute. Students, please let me know if my voice is clear to you all. It's not lagging, right?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. Because if anything this sort of is happening, then please let me know. All right, fine. So n square will give me the total number of orbitals. Now, see, what does that mean? Your K shell, okay, your K shell has only one subshell, that is S. And as I said, S cannot be bifurcated further. S is on its own. All right, so that is why n square, 1 square is anyways 1. So it means that your first shell altogether only has one orbital inside it. Let's talk about the next one, that is L. Now students, L has S and P subshell in it. Now we all know that S is 1, okay, S is only one shell, and P has again 3 orbitals inside it. So it is 1 plus 3, which means 4. So n square, that is 2 square, is going to give me 4. Okay, again explained this last time. I hope you all remember this, because it is very important that you all remember these stuffs in order to understand the further topics that are going to come. Okay, so students, that was about n. The next quantum number that we have is L, which is called azimuthal quantum number. So you all can mark this and keep. Okay, fine. One more important thing to mark over here is the values of L range from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, now for example, if you all are talking about K shell, okay, and I ask you all what is the value of L for K shell. Okay, what is the value of L? Now students, see, L's value is a range. Okay, it is a range. You all can see it is a range. That is, it has some starting value and some end value. Now we know that students, for n, for K shell, the value of n is 1, right? Now substituted in this range, so we are going from 0 to n minus 1, that is 1 minus 1, 0, to 0 to 0. So for the K shell, there is no range as such. For the K shell, value of L is 0 itself. Now students, what does this 0 indicate? 0 indicates that K shell only has one subshell in it, and that is the first one, S. Okay, fine. Let me take one more example so that you all will understand it better. Next, we have L shell, right? Now, we know that for L, the value of n is going to be 2. The principal quantum number is 2, right? Yes or no? Just a minute. Students, see to it that you all keep yourselves mute. Only if you all have doubt, then unmute yourselves. Okay, fine. Yeah, so as I was saying, now we have to find out what is the value of small l. What is the azimuthal quantum number? So the range is from 0 to n minus 1, yes or no? So from 0, okay, we have 0 to, okay, 2 n minus 1. 2 minus 1 is how much, students? 1, right? So it is 0 to 1, which means two values, 0 and 1. So basically for your L shell, small l's value is 0, comma 1. Now students, 0, comma 1 means two numbers, right? What? Two values. So two values means two subshells, S and P, and so on. Okay, so there is next one is M. So for M, you all will get 0 to 2. The range that you all will get is 0 to 2. So it means 0, comma 1, comma 2. Three values. That is the reason in M shell we have SPD. Okay, fine. So your first K shell, that can be determined. How many number of subshells are there can be determined by the value of azimuth quantum number, or L value. So first one has only S in it. The second shell has SP. The third has SPD. The fourth has SPDF, and that's it. So fourth onwards, that is capital N onwards, like KLMN, OPQ, N, OPQRST, everything, all of them will have 4 subshells in it. Okay, fine. So this was done last time, a quick revision. Now let's move on to the next quantum number, that is M subscript L. Okay, fine. So students, here, you all can mark this first statement or first paragraph. Okay, what is small m? Small m stands for magnetic orbital quantum number. Okay, fine. I hope you all are marking whatever I'm asking you all to mark. Okay, fine. What is magnetic orbital quantum number? Okay. Now students, what I'll do is I'll just directly jump to the example part so you all will understand how to determine it. But before that, you all can mark this point. You all can see here, For any subshell, you all can determine the ml value by doing 2l plus 1. Okay, so you all can see this statement, mark this entire thing and mark this range also. Students, I hope you all are marking whatever I'm asking you all to mark. Okay, so first ml, and how we can determine ml. Ml stands for 2l plus 1 values are possible which range through, and then this range. Okay, fine. Now let us look at an example to understand this. All right, you just concentrate on this paragraph, the next paragraph that is there. Okay, for subshell S. Okay, for subshell S with value of L as 0. Now see students, if I write L as 0, small l as 0, you all should understand small l 0 means one value, only one value means only one subshell, that is S. Small l 1, if I'll give you all small l is 1. So you all should understand 1, how did we reach 1? 0 and 1. So it means two values. Two values means two subshells, S and P. If L is 2 to you all, so how did we reach? So one important thing to remember is that your small l starts from 0. That is the important part. See, your quantum number, principal quantum number n starts from 1, right? But your small l starts from 0. That is the important part. So if I give you L as 2, so it means it is 0, 1, 2, total 3 values, meaning SPD. If I give you L as 3, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3, total 4 values, which means SPDF. Okay, I hope you all are understanding this. So see, they have written over here, subshell S with L as 0, the only allowed value of ML, the only allowed value of ML is 0. In other words, the S subshell has only one orbital in it. Now, students, I will tell you what is ML. Okay, this point, in fact, I already discussed that your S orbital, it is on its own. Okay, it cannot be divided further. Your P orbital is further divided into 3. Your D is further divided into 5, and F into 7. This part that I explained, that is this can be determined by writing the value of ml. Okay, fine. So see, for writing ml, we can use this 2l plus 1. Okay, fine. So now I am talking about S subshell where value of L is 0. Okay, so if I substitute it over here in 2l plus 1, so 2 into 0 plus 1, it is going to give me 1, right? So here my value, okay, for my value of ml is going to be 1. All right, fine. That is, okay, wait, I think so. Just a minute, okay, students. Let us just quickly see one more example, then we can summarize it. All right, so I'm reading further. You are concentrating on the paragraph part, okay? Please concentrate on where the cursor is. For the subshell P, okay, subshell P. Now let us discuss what happens in subshell P. Now we know that when subshell P comes into picture, P obviously comes after S, right? So SP. So if it is only S, value of L is 0. If it is S and P, then value of L is 1. Okay, fine. So for P, the value of L is going to be 1. Okay, fine. Then the allowed values of ML are, the allowed values of ML. Okay, now students, if you all substitute it over here in 2L plus 1, substitute L as 1 and 2L plus 1, you all will get 3, right? So it means that in P, inside P, 3 orbitals are possible. Okay, fine. Let us consider some other value. Let us consider when L is 2. Now you know that when L is 2, it means which subshell I'm talking about? Anyone? When L is 2, small l, okay? What is the subshell that we are talking about?
D.
D. Very good. Okay, fine. We are talking about D subshell. So if I substitute it over here in 2L plus 1, okay, substitute L as 2 in 2L plus 1. So all will get 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5, right? So D has 5 orbitals, remember, already discussed. Last one, when L is 3. So L is 3 means we are discussing about SPDF final F shell. So if you all substitute 3 over here, students, 3 2s are 6 plus 1, that is 7. I hope now it kind of makes sense whatever I explained earlier, that inside S, see students, inside S there are no orbitals. S is on its own. Okay, whenever I write S and bracket 1, so it means that S is on its own. It does not have inside suborbitals in it. Okay, fine. I hope you all are understanding this. So this can be determined how many orbitals are present inside the subshell. that can be determined by using this ml value. Okay, fine. All right. So what is this range that they are talking about? So see students, you all can see this range like as if for now 0 is in between, then there are certain left hand side values and certain right hand side values. Okay, fine. So it will depend. Like for example, if I get ml, okay, if I get ml as 3, okay, if I get ml as 3, I mean, after solving, after putting it in 12 plus 1. So ML is actually range of 3 values. Okay, it is a range of 3 values which goes from -1, 0 to +1. Okay, fine. I hope you all are understanding this. See, it is written over here. You all can mark this example for P if you all want. Just mark this much part. Okay, for subshell P has L as 1. So 12 plus 1 is only going to give you how many values? So 3 values. 3 values means 3 orbitals. But what are the values exactly? Values you all have to write by looking at this range. So you all will write 0. 0 is mandatory. And then on the left hand side and right hand side. Okay, fine. So I hope you all are understanding this. So for example, for D as 5. Okay. So for D as 5, what will you all write, students? See, the next example, if I consider the next example where L is 2. Okay. So if I substitute over here, 2 2s are 4, 5. So I know that my range of ML is going to have 5 values in it. Now, what is the range going to be? Obviously, 0 is going to be present in the range. Okay. So one value is done. Remaining 4 values, you all can go from minus.
Plus
Yes. Here on the right hand side, I will have +1 and then +2, right?
+2.
Yes. And on the left hand side, I'll have
-2 -1.
Yes. Okay, fine. Very good. You all understood, students? So these are altogether 5 values. When L is 3, okay, when L is 3, you all will substitute over here. 3 2s are 6 plus 1 is going to give me 7. So what is ML in this case? ML is range of 7 values. So in center, you all will write 0. So one value done. 3 on right hand side, 3 on left hand side. Okay. +1, +2, +3, -1, -2, -3. Students, please let me know if everyone is understanding what this ML is.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay, fine. So if you all are understanding, then well and good. Because in this chapter, okay, when this chapter will be actually taught to you all will get questions where you all have to write all the quantum numbers only. Okay, all these things are helping us for configuration. But what if they can give an MCQs and all, right? They will give you any subshell and they'll ask you all which of the following is the range for ML. So you all should know everything how to determine. What you all can do is, students, like on one page, you all can write down all these formulas in the sense all the equations that we are using, all the ranges and all. Not now, later when you all will be reading this part again. So you can write down quantum number stands for N. Okay, then azimuthal is L. Okay, and then ML is what its value and how we can find it, what is the range, all these things. All right, fine. Now just a minute. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, students. All right, yeah. So now actually here the S part I did not mention. The first example, see students, for subshell S, we know that the value of L is 0. So if you all will substitute it over here, what will happen? 2 into 0 plus 1, that is 1. So students, it means that what is 1? 1 means not your ML's value is not 1. Okay, 1 means that in that ML, the entire range that you all write, how many values you all are supposed to write in the range. So you all are getting 1 means you all have to write only one value, which is 0. So we start from 0, then we go to the positive and negative parts. Like how for P subshell, we get ML as 3, right? So first we write 0, then -1 plus 1, total 3 values. So similarly for S, we are getting ML as 1. Okay, after solving it using this formula. So it means in my range only one value is going to be there. And what is the value? Obviously the first one that we write is 0. So please don't get confused. For others it is not a problem, but for S subshell the tendency is that students will just write 1 in front of ML, which is wrong. Okay, just a minute. Somebody has texted something. L का वैल्यू 10 से ज्यादा हो ही नहीं सकता ना सौरभ. L का वैल्यू 10 से ज्यादा कैसे होगा? L, what is L? L will give me how many subshells, है ना? तो सबशेल्स तो 4 ही मैक्स है, S, P, D, F. तो अगर खाली S सबशेल है तो L का वैल्यू 0 होगा, अगर P है तो L का वैल्यू 1, अगर D है तो L का वैल्यू 2, और अगर F है तो L का वैल्यू 3. दैट्स इट. उससे ज्यादा हो ही नहीं सकता, बिकॉज उससे ज्यादा सबशेल्स ही नहीं है. जो वाला अंडरस्टैंडिंग. तो लिमिटेड नंबर है, ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम लोग को 10-12 चीज याद रखनी है, नहीं. ओके फाइन. सो आई होप you understood, Saurabh. Please let me know in the chat if you understood the point. Just a minute. Okay, fine, cool. All right, fine. So now let's move on to the last quantum number, students. Okay, for now please remember, see, when you talk about an orbit, okay, when you talk about just an orbit, you all are supposed to write only 3 quantum numbers, that is principal n, then azimuthal L, and this orbital, that is ml. Okay, when you are writing all the quantum numbers for an electron, the electron inside that orbit, then you all are supposed to write 4 quantum numbers, that is n, L, ml, and then there is one extra, that is ms. Now this ms is, students, electron spin quantum number. Students, it is very obvious. If the electron is revolving around the nucleus, the electron is also rotating around its own axis, right? It is just like how the solar system is. Okay, so there is revolution and there is rotation around its own axis as well. Same is the case with electron. Okay, so electron घूम भी रहा है nucleus के around, and वो खुद में भी rotate हो रहा है. Yes or no? So I think so that is very obvious. Let's just move ahead. Okay, so what I want you all to mark from here is, okay, firstly what you all can mark is, students, obviously what electron spin is. So just mark this first line. Okay, electron spin quantum number specifies the spin state of the electron. Okay, it specifies the spin state of the electron. All right, mark this thing. Next, here what you all can mark is, okay, so here mark this point, ms, which either can be plus half or minus half. There are only 2 possible values. See, it gives me in which direction. Electrons have half spin, students. Okay, electrons spin only halfway, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now, depending on what direction, like if you all have to give positive sign to clockwise, then for clockwise the value is plus half, and for anti-clockwise minus half. Okay, fine. So that is what it is. The spin quantum number will give me the spin, the direction of the spin of the electron. And half is fixed value because electrons only have half spins. They do not have an entire spin. They have just half spin. Okay, it is either plus 1, plus half, or minus half. Plus and minus is based on the direction, whether it is going clockwise or anti-clockwise. So ms has 2 possible values. Okay, then you all can mark this point, students. An orbital can accommodate, okay, an orbital. Now students, when I say orbital, it means, you all remember the first one, when we did principal quantum number, there was n square column. So that n square gives me all the possible orbitals inside the shell, like shell, subshell, and also the orbitals inside the subshell, total number. Okay, fine. So in one orbital, now see, your S subshell does not have any orbitals, so S is on its own. P has 3 orbitals, D has 5 orbitals, F has 7 orbitals. So all these orbitals that are there, they can accommodate maximum 2 electrons, and they must have opposite spins. So in every orbital, students, the occupying this thing capacity of electron is only 2, and both of them should have opposite spins. It means that if one is having plus half, the other one should mandatorily have minus half. Okay, so the spins cancel each other out and it is balanced. It is nullified. Okay, you all are understanding. So it means that, see, your S subshell does not have any orbital. It is on its own. So S will hold 2 electrons. Okay. Inside your P, students, there are 3 orbitals, right? Yes or no? So every orbital 2 electrons. So 3 2s are, it means your P can hold 6 electrons. D, inside D, how many orbitals are there? 5 orbitals are there. So every orbital will have 2 2 2 2 electrons. 5 2s are 10. So your D subshell can hold 10 electrons. Okay. Similarly with F. Now inside F, students, how many subshells are there? 7. How many
7.
orbitals are there? 7. So every orbital will hold 2 electrons. That is 7 2s are 14. Okay, yes or no? So it means your F subshell will hold 14 electrons. Okay, students, please let me know if you all understood the spin quantum number and what I explained just now, the number of electrons and everything. Please let me know
Yes,
if you all
miss.
understood.
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good, fine, all right. Now this also you all have to remember, okay, like along with, but actually there's no need to remember it separately, okay, if you all know how many orbitals are there, like you all know that S has no orbital, S is on its own, so, and every orbital holds 2 electrons, so S subshell will have 2 electrons. You all know that inside P there are 3 orbitals and every orbital has 2 electrons in it, so just do 3 2s are, so you all will know. So if I ask you, like for example randomly I ask you all that how many electrons can D subshell hold, okay, so what you all are supposed to think, firstly you all are supposed to think that how many orbitals are present inside D. So students, inside D there are 5 orbitals, every orbital has 2 electrons, which means D subshell altogether can hold 10 electrons, so 10 should be your answer. Okay, fine. I hope you all are getting it now. Okay, fine. What you all can do is, students, somewhere over here besides this paragraph, you all can just write down, like you all can write down S, you all can put a bracket and write 2E minus. Students, E minus is like a short form for writing electron. Okay, E minus. So S and bracket write down 2E minus, then write P and in bracket write down 6E minus. You all know why, because P inside has 3 orbitals, every orbital 2 electron, so altogether P subshell has 6 electrons. Then write down D and then in bracket write down 10 electrons, then write F and in bracket write down 14 electrons. Okay, so just write this right hand side part, no need to write all this whatever is on the left. This right hand side part will summarize everything. Write it besides this electron spin topic only, so you all will understand. Okay. Students, if anyone has any doubt, then please ask. And if you all are finished writing, then please let me know. Okay. If you all are done writing, then let me know.
Finish.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Yes.
Done.
Okay, good.
Done.
Okay, fine. So students, with this, we are not done with electronic configuration. In fact, we have not reached there yet, but you all need to know all these things before writing electronic configuration. So you all should know what are the 4 main quantum numbers: principal, azimuth, magnetic, and spin. Okay, fine. I think so by now, and you all should have ideas about subshells and orbitals and how many electrons and everything. Okay, fine. So now let us move ahead, students. Okay, before that, you all can see this table over here. This table is kind of summarizing everything. Okay, fine, whatever we have seen till now. So for K, value of N is 1. Okay, just a minute, I'll take some darker color. Okay, for K, value of N is 1. N square gives me the total orbitals. That is how many orbitals. Orbitals means also the sections inside the subshell. Okay, so it is determined by N square. So the first one is 1. Okay, fine. Here students, the value of L, okay, the azimuthal quantum number is 0. So if L is 0, it means actually this column should come first and then this column, total number of subshells. Okay, so L is 0 means only one subshell, and which is that? S1. Okay, fine, you all know this already. Next, we find out ML. Now, students, for ML, what is the formula that we use? 12 plus 1, yes or no? So, if you all will substitute L as 0, you all will get ML as 1, which means out of that range, only one value we are supposed to write, that is 0. Now, students, please don't get confused, because here in this column, they have not written the range, okay? They have just substituted in this formula and written the values. But in exam, you all can do this, you all can do the substitution, but actually when you all write ML is equal to, you all are supposed to write that range, okay? 0, -1, +1, or if it is only 0 or whatever it is. Okay, fine, I hope you all are understanding this. Okay, fine. And then this last column is they are determining how we obtain this. So students, for the K shell, we have only S subshell, so one orbit. For L, we have S and P, right? So S is 1 and inside P there are 3. So 1 plus 3, 4. Again, this is something I already explained. For M, we have SPD. Okay. So S is 1, P is 3, D is 5. That is going to give me 9. Okay, fine. So this was it, students. Now we will continue the topic. Just a minute. Okay, fine. Oh, no, there is one more table. Good. Now, students, please refer to this table. Just tick mark this table and keep, or you all can just put a star besides this table. Here, see, they have written everything properly. They have written what is the value of L. They have written the range of ML. You all can see they have written the range. See, for P, they have written -1, +1, 0. For S, they have written. What is this 1S, 2S? I'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Okay.